Well, Champions League is back this week with match day 2 of the league phase. Tomorrow we'll be seeing Atlético Madrid take on Eintracht Frankfurt, Galatasaray versus Liverpool, and Chelsea versus Benfica. That's just to name a few of the big matches tomorrow, ahead of huge games on Wednesday as well, which includes the highly anticipated Barcelona-PSG game. But let's dive into one match in particular tomorrow, that Kairat Almaty hosting Real Madrid match, being that this is Kairat Almaty's first UCL campaign. They've got just one game of experience, which was a 4-1 loss against Sporting CP 2 weeks ago. Real Madrid, on the other hand, has 504 UCL matches under their belt. Kairat's squad value is 15 million versus Real Madrid's, who's 1.6 billion. Now, what's not shown on the graphic is the distance between these two, and it's actually closer, Nico, to go from New York City to Madrid than it is to go from Madrid to Kairat.
Yeah, it's about 400 miles closer. The city is Almaty, in the very corner of Kazakhstan, southeastern corner. I mean, it's obviously actually closer to the Great Wall of China than it is to the King's Palace in Madrid. So it's pretty incredible that we're talking about Central Asia. I mean, we're talking about like Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan, Pakistan. East of that, they all play in AFC, in the Asian Confederation of Football. But obviously, because Kazakhstan was former Soviet, it's considered, I guess, a break off of a team that was in UEFA.
Well, yeah. You are the expert here on all things, so
tell us more.
Yeah, tell us more. I want to know more than just the games, a little bit more on this team that we should be rooting for.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, they are a former Soviet country, so they were founded many, many years ago as a Soviet team, and they were actually the first team from Kazakhstan to compete in that top flight of Soviet football. They are European outsiders. We did mention how far east they are geographically. And they are based in Almaty, Kazakhstan. It used to be the capital of Kazakhstan, but then they did move it later. It is a sports-mad city. It's their first European competition since they competed in the Conference League. Obviously, the first ever time that they play in Champions League. So it's pretty epic that, we're not even in Astana. Astana has played in Champions League, FC Astana, the team from the capital. Like, this is like heart of Kazakhstan. People in the city love football. They're sports mad. They have other sports also. They're about their other sports, not only football, but the fact that the greatest team in the history of the Champions League is going to their stadium on a Champions League night is pretty historic.
So, Tom, would you say that them getting into Champions League is already, that's the most... Where am I getting at here? I mean, what does success look like?
Already a win?
Is it the fact? Is it just getting into Champions League? Is it maybe getting a win? Or what does success look for them in this campaign?
Playing this game, having us talking about this game, talking about this team, giving the history of this team, this is a win. Anything from here on out is bonus points. Just showing up and playing these games and doing as well as you can. This is literally the biggest mismatch in the history of the Champions League. You ran through the tail of the tape with all of the Real Madrid trophies and appearances and money and everything else. Like, they should just be happy to be here. And what an incredible achievement this is in and of itself.
Their goalie is their third-string goalkeeper. I mean, just the comparison, right? Like, look how much money this would mean for them to just make it in the league phase. Get a draw somewhere along the line. They're probably the head-on favorites to finish last in this league phase, Kairat Almaty. Yeah. But it shouldn't come as something less that they're here. They beat a team that formerly won this competition in Celtic in the playoff to get here. But like I was saying, their goalkeeper is their third-string goalkeeper, because the starting goalkeeper that was in the penalty kick shootout against Slovan Bratislava in the third round of qualifying Champions League injured. Then the one that was the hero in the penalty kick shootout in the playoff against Celtic is injured. They've been on their third-string goalkeeper in their debut. He's 18 years old. He had played like 40 minutes of professional football up until his Champions League debut against Sporting. So just storylines galore for these people that are probably not going to believe that they're welcoming Real Madrid to their home.
Storylines galore. They're facing off against the team that has had the most success. I mean, what are the chances that happens? And for Real Madrid, it's a very long distance, as we talked about. So taking into consideration the travel, Lisa, taking into consideration the injuries that Real Madrid has, especially the ones that they picked up over the weekend, how do you see this Real Madrid team looking up against Kairat? Are they maybe going to overlook them?
It's very possible. I mean, we've seen it happen before. Hello, 1980 Olympics, the miracle on ice. Like, storylines like this happen all the time.
This is...
But exactly.
I think this pales in comparison to the miracle on ice. Like, the U.S. had a shot. They were underdogs.
They did not have a shot.
They didn't, like, at all?
Pro team.
You think so?
No way. Exactly. Anything can happen in sport, Nico. That's the beauty of it. The storylines, everything that goes into it. It's a long way to travel for Real Madrid. They need to think about their last game. They've got 12 hours to think about that loss to Atleti. And that's exactly what they're going to do on that flight and refocus for this game, especially if you look at Real Madrid's upcoming fixtures. 4 of their next 6, Villarreal, Juventus, Barcelona, Liverpool. They have tough competition. So Real Madrid could very well overlook this team. However, if you look at how both of these sides have played, Real Madrid, although if they fall asleep in moments and they do concede chances in this Champions League match, it's not going to be enough. Just based on the history, how deep Real Madrid is. I mean, they are the top dogs. It's going to take a lot to overturn Real
I guess
Madrid.
if Sheriff Tiraspol won in the Bernabeu the very first time they visited the Bernabeu and won...
Nico, we want a good storyline here.
I mean,
Come on.
It's the World Cup final for them, even if they take a point off of Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the big Chelsea-Benfica match that's also happening. Chelsea has just one win in their last 5 games, and they're going up Benfica side with José Mourinho as this is just going to be his 4th game as head coach. How much pressure do you think Enzo Maresca will be under if they are to lose this game to Benfica?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, they got to get it right. You lost in your first match to the Champions League. Your form is not great. That the one team that you beat plays in 3rd-tier football.
Elite crest.
Yeah, elite everything. Like the imps is pretty epic. But listen, Chelsea need to figure it out, and it feels like the right timing to be facing your former manager who took you to the Mount Olympus of football. And if you lose to him and Benfica, it just worsens something that we're not willing to call a crisis just yet. But questions will be asked if they don't win. And Benfica, talk about timing, new manager, they're unbeaten in the 3 games that he's coached. Just the recipe's there for something to happen.
Why aren't we willing to call it a crisis?
I don't know. I think if Benfica beats him, I think that crisis is the appropriate word.
I firmly agree. Like that's what I'm pushing back on. Like all the money they spent, all the players that they have.
Yeah.
This isn't a new manager. I know at Chelsea things can turn over quick. There's a lot of pressure at this job, but he didn't take over this summer. They played well at the Club World Cup, but even when they were getting results last season, the fans, they would show their discontent. I don't think the fans trust this manager and trust the style of play and the underlying performances for the results. So I think that is what is built on this bad run of form.
I think it's too close to them winning important trophies, especially the Club World Cup, for it to be a crisis. If they didn't win that Club World Cup, I feel like there could be justification. But because Enzo Maresca won a lot of credibility in the summer, winning Conference League, but then winning Club World Cup, it feels like it's early enough to turn things around, to steer the ship in the right direction again, because you have the players, you have the talent, you have all these things going your way. But José Mourinho can, you never know what he's going to bring to the table. And this Benfica side, he's still trying to find the identity. He says that this team doesn't have an identity yet. He knows that he has a lot to work with this Benfica side. But this kid Sudakov, this number 10 that they got from Shakhtar, I believe, he's been unbelievable. Pavlidis is like on a tear. So just don't overlook Benfica, please.
So if they lose to Benfica, you're still not calling that a crisis? Is that what I'm understanding?
I think it is.
It is a crisis.
Who do they have
You would
next
call it
in
that.
This game is
Prem?
make or break.
Yeah.
Now I'm
In
curious.
terms of smashing the crisis button.
He's got a call.
Next
He's got a call.
No. I'm just. Who's the next?
little
team
fancy.
in the
That's his
Prem?
phone was ringing earlier.
Liverpool next. Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough. Like, imagine I'm
Did you have any texts?
hosting Liverpool. Oh, sorry, it was my SofaScore app to find out who was their next team.
You know what? This is perfect because we are going to talk about Liverpool because now they are taking on Galatasaray. So, I mean, Liverpool in the form that they're in, taking on a Galatasaray side that may have lost their first Champions League match, but they're 7-7 and taking the top of the standings in the Turkish Super League. How do you see this one playing out?
Galatasaray plays games like this in the Turkish Super League and wins. With all due respect, actually, this Friday against Alanyaspor, they got lucky that they walked away with a win at Alanyaspor. Regardless, whenever a team goes to Istanbul, it's tough. It's like Galatasaray has beat Liverpool at Liverpool. Funny enough, the last time that they played each other in Liverpool, Galatasaray's coach Okan Buruk scored a banger in a Galatasaray win. So don't underestimate the fact that they play easier teams in the Turkish Super League, that they run away with it every year. As of recently, although Liverpool has a lot of quality, Galatasaray is going to put up a fight and it's going to be very emotional with the crowd behind them.
I just like hearing Liverpool, Istanbul. A lot of good memories come up from the 05 Champions League win, but any trip to Istanbul to play this Galatasaray team is very difficult, given that Liverpool have been stumbling and they were getting late goals to paper over some of those question marks of how the team was playing. Well, they didn't this weekend. They got thoroughly played off the field by Crystal Palace. Now you go to Turkey. This is going to be a really, really difficult spot for Liverpool.
Osimhen is back, by the way.